Hello, so my name is Iruka and I am half Japanese and half Catalan. I wanted to do this video because I started watching hapa videos, like vlogs made by half Japanese, half European or American, and I felt related to those stories, like, oh, this has happened to me, or yeah, this is the question that they always ask me when they meet me. And I didn't see any made by a Catalan/Spanish person, so I thought I'd do one. So I've written some questions, the most common questions people ask me when they meet me for the first time, when they learn that I'm Japanese, because most people here in Spain, they don't think that I look Japanese, although my friends disagree with this fact because they've always known that I am half Japanese, so they think that I do look Japanese, which I think I do, but if I don't say it, like when I meet someone and I introduce myself in Catalan or Spanish, they just assume that I'm from here and that my name is from the Basque Country, or yeah, from the Basque Country. That's like the top one guess that people make about me. Probably that's the first thing they do, like, oh, is your name from the Basque Country? I'm like, no. Oh, really? Where's it from? Japanese. Oh, now that you mention it, yeah, your eyes do look a bit Asian, or your hair is really black. And I'm like, yeah. So what I have to do sometimes if I don't want to be asked all these questions is just I change my name for Carlota, or a very Catalan name that they wouldn't even think that I'm not from here, and then I can skip all those questions, because sometimes I just don't feel like telling my life story to a random person that I've just met. Also, if I'm still talking to this random person, then the next thing is like, how did your parents meet? And then I have to tell my parents' story, how they met. It's like, did I ask you how your parents met? No. Don't ask me, like, that's private. But sometimes I do tell the story. Other questions that I'm asked, oh, so what does it mean? I'm like, it means dolphin, but, you know, it has a different meaning when it's written in kanji, blah, blah, blah. But then if I really don't want to go into that, I just say, yeah, dolphin. And then they go, oh, so cute. I'm like, yeah. And other things like, so you must know how to cook sushi. And I'm like, actually, no. Like, this is not a dish that I cook on my daily basis. Like, I might have done it once in my life or something, but no. Like, for my dad, he had always told us that sushi, like, you have to know how to cut the fish properly, use the proper knife, and it's kind of a ritual, sort of. So no, it's not something you do, I don't know. It's like we don't eat paella every day. It's like for a special moment, with family, friends. Another one that I got asked a lot when I was little, you must be really good at martial arts. And it's like, of course, I'm black belt in karate and judo. No. Why would I know how to? No. Oh yeah, when I was in school, there was this really mean boy that would call me Chinese. And this wouldn't happen very often because at the time that I was in school, there weren't many immigrants in my school. So he would call me Chinese. And then I wouldn't know why that was an insult when I was little, but I knew by the tone of his voice that he was meaning to hurt me. So I got home and I told my dad, oh, there's this kid at school that told me that I'm Chinese. And he got so mad. Like, so mad. What? He called you what? Chinese? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, but you're Japanese, not Chinese. And I'm like, that's why it's a bad thing, because I'm not Chinese, I'm Japanese. And he said, you go to school next day and you tell this little boy that you're Japanese, not Chinese. I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then I went to school next day and I said, hey, I'm Japanese, not Chinese. And he was like, all right. And I was like, and that's it, goodbye. Yeah, he never called me Chinese again. I don't know, maybe I scared him. Maybe he didn't know what Japanese was and he had to Google it. We're talking about like year 5 or 4 in school, so 8 years old. And I've never really, apart from this one incident in school, I've never felt different from anyone. And most of my friends know me from a very young age, so it's like, yeah, my friend who's half Japanese, but it's not something that has made me different from others ever. And again, because I think I don't look that much Japanese, I don't have people asking me these questions if I'm not starting a conversation with them. And then when they learn about it, it's always like, really? What? No, that's so cool. And then more. Oh yeah, the next question that most people ask me is like, wow, you're so lucky, like you know how to speak Japanese and Catalan and Spanish and English. And I'm like, well, not really. I don't really know how to speak Japanese. Like, I can barely say anything in Japanese. I can survive with my grandma, like saying, "Grandma, I'm hungry. Grandma, I need a shower. I want to go to the beach. This looks awesome." And good night, like stuff like this. But not really. I cannot have a conversation, and I feel a bit ashamed of that because when I go there, I'm not able to talk with my family. They ask me so many questions, and I just go like, I don't understand, which I know how to say in Japanese. Also, yeah, were you born in Japan or here? Would you rather live in Japan or here? Well, you know, I feel Catalan like 89%. I don't know. I've lived here all my life, and I've been to Japan several times, and my Japanese family has been here as well, and I you know I love them dearly, but I grew up here, and the culture is very, very different, and I'm still learning about it, learning things about the culture that I don't know. Some other things are in me as well, and I thought they, I don't know, they were normal, that everybody did these things, but then when I grew up, I learned that no, this is a Japanese thing to do. I don't know, like silly stuff like eating with chopsticks or having baths regularly, using like Japanese words for food that they don't use here. I just learned that people wouldn't know those words, but very, very basic stuff. My dad was very, very integrated in the Spanish culture, so it was a bit of a mix, but mostly Catalan. So, no, I wouldn't like to live in Japan. I would love to maybe have the experience of living there for a year or so, but not forever. I think I'm too different to them and I wouldn't fit in. Although I do love many, many, many Japanese things, and I love to have them in my life. And I love going to visit my family there and spend a month in the summer there. But I think working there, raising a family there, that's a different story. Yeah, other things I had is like, oh, hapas or half Asian kids, half European are so cute. You're so exotic. You're so lucky. It's like, ah, uncomfortable, awkward. Don't tell me these things. No. And then probably the top 5 nationalities that people would guess I am when they don't know where my name is from is first Basque, from the Basque country, which is a region in Spain. And they have this different language, and it sounds like Japanese, like it has so many K's, and there are some theories that say that could come from Japanese, but one of the 1,000 theories that there are. The next one probably would be Italian, Mexican, French, and yeah. When I travel abroad, that's the ones that I get the most. When I was living in Australia, though, because they're so used to having Japanese people around, I would have one or two people, random people, asking me if I was half Japanese, and I'd be like, yes. Like, no one has ever guessed that I am half Japanese. But again, it's because of the closeness, kind of the countries, because there's 9 hours flight from Tokyo to Sydney. I've met some more half Spanish Japanese people in my life. Like when we were little, we would hang out with these 2 or 3 other families that were hapas as well, and it was so cool because it was like, oh my god, they're like me, but all of them would look more Japanese than I do. And now I'm starting to think if my children are gonna look more Japanese than I do, because it's kept a generation, sort of. But yeah, and that's kind of my experience being a hapa in Spain. Um, Bye.